This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, beginning at verse 1. A psalm of Asaph. Truly Yahweh is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. Verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Allahim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadas Rakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and Yakim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. It's Brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Lord, willingly this is an edifying lesson. And basically came across this article last night, and just I'm going to jump right into it. Started with that Psalm 73 because that goes into, how the wicked, which is a nation of people, Esau, Edom, book of Malachi, chapter 1 tells you the border of wickedness is Esau, Edom, that they're not in trouble as other men. So I'm just going to read the title. This says, Judge spares man in teen rape case. Incarceration is inappropriate. That looks like an Edomite to me. Christopher Belter in court in 2019. He was sentenced to 8 years probation after pleading guilty to rape, attempted sexual abuse, and 2 misdemeanors and attacks on 4 girls. So the man, Christopher Belter, had pleaded guilty in a sexual assault of 4 teens. He faced 8 years in prison, but a judge sentenced him to probation instead. Let's reread that. The man, Christopher Belter, had pleaded guilty in the sexual assaults of 4 teens. He faced 8 years in prison, but a judge sentenced him to probation instead. So these people are not in trouble as other men. And, violence compasses them as a garment. They wear violence. Case in point, this man forcefully took from 4 women. And, we know how the scriptures go. Because basically rape means to take hold, So, but nonetheless, the thing is, if that would have been a Jake or anybody else, we all know that I remember a guy, he had a statutory and he actually had children with the girl. Basically, the girl was underage, which is funny to show you the division of this kingdom because in certain states, you could be 16. You go to another state and it might be illegal because she's 17. And the age of consent has got to be 18. So, this is just a goofy-ass, backwards, dumb-ass place. The girl was 16 when Christopher Belter raped her, according to court documents. He was a teenager, too. A student at an elite private boys' school. Of course, you already knew that he had to be an elitist that even happened like that. So whoever his parents are. I'm going to go actually research, Lord willingly, to see who this guy is. Elite. And they made sure to put that elite in her private boys' schools, families. Western New York home was known as a party house where teens gathered to consume liquor, marijuana, and Andorol. That's all the article. For whatever reason. I don't even know it. Bear with me for a second. Okay, so this is a better article because it wasn't really reading it. It says, who is now 20 will not spend any time in prison. The same guy, Christopher Belter. It happened in 2019. Sentenced to 8 years of probation. Now he's 20 and will not spend any time in prison. It says Belter addressed the courtroom before his sentencing for the rape and sexual assault of 4 teenage girls. Through treatment and reflection, I've come to feel deep shame and regret for my actions. Now, mind you, there was another article said that one of the victims said that he'll offend again. And more than likely he will. It's just based on the fact that Esau, Edom, literally, this is this man's society. I was listening to Elder Yashawamba speak on that. He was like, everybody that's pretty much Jake is grown men on the comment boards and following the videos, and for the most part, we all know we've come to the realization that, it's certain privileges, basically with being a so-called white man in the system. That's a proven fact. So, I mean, why are you all butt hurt with what that guy Rittenhouse got away with? It wasn't a Jake. But Jake is so emotional, like you said, overly emotional. But that's also a sure sign that there's a lot of tension in the air. When Jake just mad at some shit, just bad because Edomite got off. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't know who he was connected to because, like I said, all it had to be is somebody that wasn't connected or somebody of color, and that would have been a totally different situation. You know, some of his victims were in the courtroom for his sentencing when Niagara County Court Judge Matthew Murphy handed down his sentence of 8 years of probation. That means Belcher won't serve a day behind bars for the crime that happened at his family's Lewiston home from 2017 to 2018. Belcher was sentenced as an adult after Judge Murphy denied him youthful offender status for violating his probation by bypassing monitor software on his computer to view pornography. This dude, all right, this dude gonna offend again. I don't even know if I'm gonna read any more of this. This dude basically violated his probation by going to look at porn. So if this dude's got a habit and it's that bad, and he, because I'm sure if they got it where they don't want you watching porn, like you a sexual offender, flat the fuck out. He is privileged. He comes from money. He is white. That's the spirit. He's being sentenced as an adult appropriately, and for an adult to get away with these crimes without doing jail time is unjust. His client was clearly upset in tears when the sentence was read. I believe she's in the bathroom throwing up right now. Excuse me. During the sentencing, the prosecutor told the court calling the home where the attacks occurred at Party House was a disservice to all the victims. It was not a party house case, Judge. It was a house of sexual assault. That is what happened there. That is not something we should look past, said Peter Y. Dish, prosecutor. Belcher must follow an extensive list of probation rules that the judge says will be like a sword hanging over his head, including registered as a sex offender. This dude's supposed to be locked up. It wasn't one. I could probably be like, even though, but you'd be like, well, maybe what, but nah, this nigga did 4. So let me see. This is the book of Habakkuk. Look at Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So it says his soul, who is his soul? This is talking about this red Hebrew Edomite. His soul is not lifted upright because he's crooked. The scriptures talk about who can make straight what the Most High made crook. The Most High created a vessel for righteousness and a vessel for wickedness. A vessel of wrath. And I forgot what it is, vessels of destruction and a vessel or to it's in the book of Romans. I forgot exactly how it was worded. But the two main characters of the script, this movie script, is Jacob and Esau. You got the antagonist and you got the protagonist. And everybody else, all the other nations, is just the extras. But this devil is not upright. The Most High created him to be the wicked on the earth. Verse 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. This man raped 4 women. And that's just the testimony to how this man's nation of people, how the people of this nation are. Look at what they done. You know what I mean? These people, look what Alexander the Greek, he began to cry because he couldn't conquer anything else. Yeah. You got this man can't be sated. He's always gonna be. It's the scripture talk about. Where is that at? Where he talks about they'd have left some, but basically Esau would have kept on just he gonna keep on devouring. Got another scripture. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth, and the wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Because at the end of the day, the Most High is so cold, he's allowing this devil to bring about his own demise. You get what I'm saying? The same things that he created these ICBMs for dominance over the planet. It's not a marvel like that anymore because you got other Edomites, like Russia, Putin, and all them, as well as these other nations that have the same technology. They made America great for their purpose. their country, and they're the same ones tearing it down. When you go into those Capitol riots, that wasn't Jake, that was Esau, Edom. The people of the curse. The people, that actually are the face of this country. So, at the end of the day, and that's what's gonna make it so just because, because the Most High is what's the word? The Most High is righteous. You know what I mean? That's why before he destroys the kingdom, he always sends his prophets out, because he'll be basically I forget the word, but basically no one can say that they didn't know, because even if you don't understand and you got a block, you seen the men out there on the highways and hedges week in and week out. Maybe it sounded like gibberish, or maybe you just had a demon on you where you were scoffing. But eventually, when all these things are actually made known, everybody going to realize, oh, wow. It talks about in the scriptures, then thou shalt know who are thy chosen, So, yeah, that's the thing. We all have a judgment. It tells you that in the scriptures. We all going to get a recompense, or all going to receive a reward for the things done in the body, be that good or bad. And judgment is not always a bad thing, but it's definitely not always a good thing. I'm gonna end it with one last scripture, because this devil has this. This devil is going to get his. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1, and the point is verse 5. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So these devils, let them live it up. Let them think, because this is their kingdom. It tells you the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man and giveth it to whomever he will. So these devils are in power based on the fact, because all for prophecy's sake. To show his power, he put some low base men in power for him to ultimately break their power. So again, that's a good thing that Esau having his way. Have your way, because we going to have ours. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash Barakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Shalom.